Welcoming everybody, Teresa, Miss Rhonda, Brother Trevor. Shout out to you going to Thailand. Welcoming Auntie. We got BC Vacations, Catherine Johnson. We got Nick, Teresa, Tanika, Bienvenidos. Welcoming Jules. I hope you're ready to relax a bit more with the vibes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the follow. 37 West, happy thought needed, Jaden. Thank you, brother Matt, DD Kalasi. Relax your mind. Thank you, Stacy. autumn. Welcoming recovery, Allah. Do we even need it? Is that better? Thank you. There you go. Hola. Talk to me. She bang. Welcoming Turn on a Dime Lumina, Celestial Optimist. What kind of flute would you like to hear today? We have, what's your favorite flute? We have, of course, Egyptian flute. We have the Native American flute, the triple drone, and just the deeper tones, the higher pitches of Native American flute, the Japanese flute, more of the one you're playing. I got my answer from my destiny. Well, let's start with I've been really enjoying the Egyptian flute, this one. This is this is made by Eric the flute maker, that's his name. And when I play this flute, it makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel the energy of beauty. It's and for whatever reason, it has a good aroma from the way it's made. And he calls it the Jesus flute, you know. Because when you hear it, never gonna give you up. When I hear this flute, it makes me feel like I'm on a magic carpet, right? Because it feels like Aladdin, like for real. Like it's like a good day in the Aladdin universe. You know, it could be worse, but when you hear this, like, it's like better than I can show you the world. And yeah, it's got a unique scent. And he's been growing this bamboo for like 10 years to make this flute, because the lock is longer and thin, affordable. They call it the Jesus flute. Eric, the artist, Eric the flute maker, very beautiful, very soft. Right, very gentle, very delicate, very thin wall. It's not a hardwood bamboo. Welcoming Neon Triforce, Convulsion, this setup, thank you. The amount of effort it takes for the setup is everything. Of course, welcoming I Pastafarian place. We got Dr. Steven here, Madeline, Let Teresa is here too. We got Hernandez, Charlie, Roxy's Crystal, Mia, the 8 row, Sunny, thank you for the follow. I mean, the beautiful part about this flute is that the guy that makes it, Eric, the flute maker, this guy looks like a wizard, So whenever the maker looks like Dumbledore and says this is like a Jesus sounding flute, you believe it. And you know what I'm saying? Of course, we have another Egyptian flute also, which is from Portugal. And this is by brother Reza. Now this bamboo, hard bamboo, that's thicker. And also the bass. Okay, so that was not a bass. This is you can say this is a mid-tone. You see, the length is the same, but the thickness of this flute is what? Oh, wait. It's about the same, right? So actually the length is about the same. The thickness is still thicker compared to the one before, which is why it costs more. Okay, one is made in the USA, one is made in Portugal. And don't let your stress melt away too quickly. This is the Egyptian flute in the key of C. Deeper tone, that one is a C higher tone. Check it, in a D higher tone. This is C minor, you can say. So to play that, this flute only has one higher octave, which is the So I try to play something higher than just that. And this flute also only has 4 holes. The other Egyptian flute had 5 at the thumb. When you release that, like normally, right, this one has just 4 in the front. The other one has 4 in the front and a thumb, which allows it to hit a higher pitch. So that other, the flute before allows you to play such a this one, it does. Let's do a full vibes here. So because this flute is a higher pitch and more air, I have to move the mic back a little bit. What do you think of that flute? Which one do you prefer, the deeper Egyptian or the higher pitch? I love both, but to be honest, I use the higher pitch one more because it's more versatile. Because the different notes allow you to, I guess, have more fun and kind of reach a different dimension, you know. And this flute, you can say it's a bit more feminine energy, and the other one is a bit more masculine, but in a more earthy way, right? Which is whenever you're doing a sound journey, creating a variety is really important. And so if I need more variety, I have two flutes. But if this flute, the way it connects with people, sometimes we need more of the earthy, this is more like Mother Earth, and this one is more like an angel, right? You can hear it. I like the angel. It's like when you sing it, like hearing an angel. And so when you hear these tones, you can replicate it if you practice, right? For example, which of course you have to warm up your voice because these tones require going to falsetto, like squeezing your throat, which is once you start activating the falsetto, it's hard to also sing at a lower pitch, which is why Because you're basically inflame, your throat becomes really, you know, your the throat muscle become very exercised, and for it to like relax and sing in a more lower tone. With the Native American bass flute, I'm able to replicate it more easier because it's more my natural tone. It takes years of practice, but when you match your tone to the crystal singing bowl, right? Or Tibetan bowl, doesn't matter. And of course you can go so there's like 3 octaves you could reach if you wanted to. But of course that tone becomes more throat chanting, which goes like not the greatest example because, you know, it's not singing that way requires a lot of exercise, so I had to warm up. No show when don't know. And so same thing with the Tibetan, the standing bell here. Right. And when you sing the perfect pitch, you can hear in your ear the sound crossing, the reverberation. And that's how you know you're on pitch. So cool, right? So you could replicate it exactly, and all you do is serve. You help people in the universe unlock your throat singing. And of course you can go high. So whenever you loop it, it sounds amazing. So I guess I'll do it to demonstrate for you. So we're gonna do Just a little demonstration. So all this is just, I just kind of naturally found it because I'm like, oh, I'm trying to match, you know, and the lowest I can go is a B. And the B is this note right here. But if you just keep paying attention, your body teaches you how to do it. But you have to learn to surrender to the music, surrender to the flute, surrender to love, surrender to helping people. And naturally, the universe will help open doors that you didn't know were possible, like throat singing, or right. I'm throat chanting, and then there's throat singing. No, there. We are the guardians of the nature, which is more throat, right? It's more twangy. Welcoming recovery, how amazing. Feel alone, which is your traditional here. Traditionally, you hear a Tibetan musician playing a guitar and singing in a folksy style, right? Very folk music, which is really, and it sounds really back then, you know what I'm saying? It sounds ancient, but of course it's our ancestors, right? Even Native American or indigenous people have a unique style. If you ever watch a powwow, video, they do throat singing in a really loud, high pitch that I cannot do yet. Right? It reminds me of like a really high pitched native flute, right? Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. And so I'm not sure if if the universe needs me to learn it, I will learn it. But it's more about, you don't need you don't need every dang tool. You just need enough to help people find peace and happiness within themselves. Which flute would you like to explore next? We have an Indian flute from India, Krishna, Native American, Japanese. We have ocarinas. We have this too. Thank you, Sister Aura Detta, by the way. Aura Prodetta. Muchos gracias, Amy Denise. Ethel Carlene. Glow Creative Row. Rapping Queen. Gratuitous. Thank you for all the blessings. Yeah. This is called a Jew's harp. It's called a Jew's harp because it's a great, at that time it's just a marketing name. So many people feel awkward calling it a Jew's harp, so they just call it a Jaws harp. They are all from native somewhere, yeah. Now what's crazy, welcoming skip to, what's crazy is that when you add reverb to it, it creates like a uniquely haunting, like very aboriginal kind of vibe, you know. And the weird part, my mom bought this. This is a this is a souvenir gift that she bought when she went to Baltimore or something like that. She's like, I guess I buy my son a Jaws harp. And I'm like, how did you know I've been wanting one? God's playing. I've been wanting one, but I'm like, man, I didn't know. Like, I had to YouTube like how to play the Jaws harp. After watching the video 3 times, eventually I was like, oh, that's how you do it. And I was like, does it vibrate a lot? Not really. It vibrates in this. So this part right here, I know it's not really the great time to show you the details of an instrument while we're trying to show and sound like when Lil Wayne is really effed up, you know. I still got jokes in me right now. Japanese flute, Native American flute. That sound is like this emoji. Hey, very creative, like very creative. Gotta give her a round of applause. Okay, very creative, very creative. That sounds like an alien emoji. No. Lisa the teeth. Lips and teeth. Yeah. Not lips. You control the aperture of your mouth, right? And every time, you know, when you're whistling, even when I'm throat I'm controlling the aperture of my mouth using my tongue. Same thing with this part, right? Right? So that's just the concept. So with this, instead of me tapping that tap is the vibration. And I make sure my teeth's not touching the vibrating part, or else it wouldn't vibrate like this. Ow. Right, so I make sure my teeth's out of the way. I angle it. And it sounds like a kangaroo. Of course, whenever you're a sound healer, you always find a way to make it more healing. So here's a little relaxing tune. This is called a Jew's harp, a Jaws harp. Either name works. And around the world, there's different names. In every country, actually. In every country, this exists for whatever reason. Thailand, Vietnam has one. Russia has one with their own variation of the same instrument. It's almost like ancient astronaut theories say we are the guardians of planet Earth. Ta-ta. Makes me want to do the robot so bad. That's called a Jew's harp. Love and peace from England. Just a little wave. Again, every time the universe brings me an instrument, I'm always looking at why. Like, why do I have this little beautiful dingy thingy? Because this reminds me of my beginning. Before you have all these flutes, you start with your first sound healing inspired tool, which is a tiny bowl from Amazon. And when you learn to appreciate a tiny bowl, right, you gotta learn how to control the reverberation on your tiny bowl. Breathe with your little tiny bowl. Now, I never thought in my life in the past I would eventually come to this behemoth. This is our community bowl called the Happy Buddha. And so that's what you're hearing on the side, okay? When you have this size, this is for humanity. And so this is here. I'm bringing this here for my brothers and sisters online. Because why? You deserve to. You deserve it too. And so I make the effort to bring the big one into the studio. Because we usually just bring this outdoors. You could sit in it, in this one. Made in Taiwan. And it sounds like this. This is called a standing bell. It's a bell that's standing. It has done so much. This bowl has brought so much unity to humanity. So I'm deeply grateful because when people see a bowl this big, they just want to sit down and meditate without, right? When you hear the bowl, when you hear the standing bell, people are just like, well, let me go ahead and sit down real quick. Right? You just see them like, what was I worried about now? what was I worried about? And then, oh, nothing. And of course, the bowl is possible because many people invested in HTX meditation. My parents, my sister, myself, right? The mystic villagers, everything that we used to help people, it comes from many people's heart. And so all the things that you hear, it's all coming from love. And it's a beautiful thing to be surrounded by tools that bring people relaxation, but it starts with your breath first, you know? It starts with relaxation. Okay, what's next? Native American flute or Japanese flute? Thank you, Lumina. Welcoming Abanoob. Okay, we got Native American flute. We got one for Japanese. We can start with the Native American flute and then we can go to the Japanese, cause so where should I begin? I'm gonna start with the most standard flute that I always go to this flute because it's easy to play and it's enough. Okay. And it's 3D printed. This beautiful 3D printed flute. is in the key of a low C, C minor. And it's so easy to play, but of course you have to have some technique. But what's possible with this one flute is so much. And I'll let you hear it for yourself. You see me play this. And this is the key of low C. Okay? Enjoy. Basic. This was like $80. But so, I mean, this is like the starter kit, you know. But what do you feel? What do you think? My chinchilla loves the flute music. Yeah, my sister Emily, her animals love the flute too. Welcoming the legendary gamer, chillin'. Huma is here. Which flute can play Never Give You Up? Yeah, this is a Native American bass flute in a key of low C. Of course, many people we love nighttime, we're trying to relax. And so the lower the flute, the more magical sometimes it can be. And so we're just gonna go to the lowest one we have. One is 3D printed and one is bamboo. Okay, because everyone like, how low can you go? These two are the lowest Native American flute. Okay, one is 3D printed and one is bamboo. And which one? So I'll start with the 3D printed one. Let me know what you think. bamboo. So this is the bamboo one. And now without the reverb, okay? Bamboo. Let's start with 3D printed. The bamboo. So the bamboo one costs more than double the price. To be honest. So if you're willing to pay double the price of the 3D printed one, or more than that, then you can get the bamboo. And if you want the hardwood, then you could pay triple the price, because you're getting like, you know, some magical wood from a magical tree, and one is just printed from a 3D printer. Where are you from? I am in Houston, Texas, but I was born in Thailand, Bang Na, Thailand. And so these are the two lowest tone native flutes that I have. And I got this one on Goodwill auction for $40. And I was like, gas plane. I'm like, it was like buy it now. It wasn't even an auction. And I was like, I looked at the description of the flute. I'm like, this flute is like 30-inch long. That's not normal. Why is it $40? The one that was supposed to be like $250 was just $40. Because I Googled it. Shout out to Goodwill auction. Yeah, the bamboo. It's right. It's an artisan. I mean, beautiful. What's next? Do we want to go to a higher pitch, or do we want to go to a Japanese bassy flute? I think many people enjoy I love the Japanese flute. Breathing in, slowly out. Baby shark. Do you have to take classes to play that? I used to play the recorder in a Thai classical band, so I had some techniques from there that I transferred over to these flute that are some easier and some flutes are more difficult, like the Japanese flute. The most difficult Japanese, one of the most difficult flute completely that I have is the shakuhachi, because if you're not disciplined and you're not accurate, and then everyone will know. But sometimes it's about imperfections. You're not here to be perfect, but you're here to do the best that you can. And even though you do the best that you can, sometimes it sounds is when you're grateful for everything, is there anything that's really imperfect? Anyways, this is the shakuhachi from Australia, and this is a cheaper version of the shakuhachi because, again, I do not have the funds to buy a real one. Now, right, this is made in Australia and it's a straight flute. Traditionally, the shakuhachi is made from the root of the bamboo tree, and a shakuhachi maker will harvest the bamboo root and store it and let it dry out for many years, like 5 to 7 years, and then turn it into a flute. And those flute become up to, it could, like, if this flute was like traditionally made, it would be in a $500 to $1,000 range. But hell no, I'm not at that level yet. And I don't necessarily need to be at that level. I just appreciate this $130 flute from $150 flute from Australia. It creates beautiful sound that help people relax their mind and love to themselves. Enjoy. so much mastery involved in even using this. Like, this was one of the hardest to learn. To even do all that, it took months and months of just, okay, that sounds terrible. But every day that it sounds terrible, I kept going. And eventually, I was like, I could eventually be consistent with just beginning. And it requires so much air, so much meditation, so much surrender. And even if you quote unquote mess up, it's part of the journey, which is so beautiful. It's not about playing perfectly, it's about enjoying the beauty of the imperfections. That is called your life. Oh. Poetries. So you can either try to be perfect or enjoy the journey. Happiness, right? It comes back to the art of Zen. Okay, shout out to your friend John. It returns us back to enjoy your imperfection. Enjoy your imperfect beauty. It's like, even though you're imperfect, you're good enough. Even though you may be imperfect, you are still enough. And so when you hear the it's the journey of discovery, right? Sometimes you hit it right, but of course, the more you practice, the more perfect it becomes. But even a master artist can recognize that they have become routine artists. Picasso, at the later stage of his life, stopped drawing as much because he didn't feel connected and started sculpting. Even at a mastery level, a true master will let go of that art form and do something else, which is so beautiful. Non-attachment is such a beautiful concept, because when you're bored doing something, it means you're not fulfilled. Follow what fulfills you. If your job bores you, follow what does fulfill you. Let's go to another flute. Would you like to go to... Let's go to the one that you're familiar with. Another one from our brother in Portugal. I forgot his name, unfortunately. This one, the one that I gravitate to this one quite a bit because it's so damn easy to play. So easy to play. This is called an akibono, which is played sideways. When you watch that movie Kill Bill or whatever, or any kung fu movie, you hear this in the background. easy to play, sounds magical, feels like you're in a mysterious village. The shogun versus the ninja. Thank you, Bonnie. Right, the ninja, or Bruce Lee going to the top of the tower, had to beat the tall guy at the end. Enter the dragon, or whatever they call it. The next Japanese flute I'm gonna show you. This is it's gonna be a deeper tone. These are like a traditional Zen flute. I would say this is. I mean, they're all Zen. At the end of the day, what is traditional Zen? Nothing. And not nothing. Anyways, enough of that spiel. Which one do you want to hear? The samurai or the geisha? Because one is the moonlight and one is the rising sun. Geisha, says Nick. Okay, we can start with the moonlight. This flute took me also 2 months to get good sound because she is so quiet, but she's beautiful, like a lotus blossom under the moonlight, with just one lotus blossom, lonely or quietly beautiful. I wouldn't say lonely, it's kind of like life is difficult, but I know I'm beautiful. This is the geisha. This is a flute I brought from a brother, Cloudline Flutes, on Etsy. He doesn't sell flutes anymore for whatever reason. And this flute is made from a really hard bamboo and has burn marks to, I guess, beauty and longevity. This flute is really quiet, so I had to bump the volume and get it close. But when you hear the tone, you can feel the spirit of the geisha. So dramatic, the geisha. So much drama, so much emotion, and so quiet. But you can push the octave a little, right? The higher, right? That's why when you watch the kabuki theater, you hear the yo. Yo. Maybe we should check out the samurai. Some people call this the shogun. Me encanta. I'm loving it. Because we see when you go to McDonald's, you see me encanta on the wall. I'm loving it. Good night, Hernandez. Look at this beautiful, magical. This flute has been through war. As I think many people will remember, this shogun. This flute broke. Okay. Because of extreme cold, this flute cracked in like 4 different places. But this flute cracked from top to bottom completely. Everything that you see here, this is fishing line. So there's a technique. Right, so all that you hear is fishing line. Thick fishing line. And there's how many nodes of fishing line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25 nodes of fishing line wrapped tightly to fix this majestic shogun flute. And it probably took around 10 hours to flip, because I learned to tie it the wrong way initially, only to learn it the right ways. And so it gives us more story. And this flute broke during a sound bath. Okay, when the flute breaks in cold weather, it pops. Okay, it sounds like a giant ball bearing. I wouldn't say a giant, a ball bearing a size of a golf ball. Let's say it sounds like a golf ball fell from the roof to the stage. Okay. And it was a cold indoor sound bath, and the energy was not good, to say the least, because some people that we were collaborating with was not grounded. And when you're doing healing work and you're not grounded, it makes the energy, you multiply right? If you're healing people and you're unhealed, you're spreading the opposite. But the show must go on. Do you have to oil the flutes? Once in a while, yes. With any oil that's edible, of course. Don't put motor oil, that's all, So if you put motor oil, God bless you. Anyways, enough talk. This is from my brother, same thing, from my brother Cloud Lion Flutes in Denmark. Thank you, Anthony. We play at the local Unity Church sometimes, but every Sunday we play for free out at the park with my brothers and sisters. Anyways, I think you're ready to hear the Shogun go to battle. This is in the key of G, and the other one was F sharp, so it's a higher pitch. This is a half key deeper. I hope you enjoy, and this is a lot easier to play than the geisha. Here we go. And the reason why more energy is possible is because it's so easy to play this flute. What do you think? So to make this flute connect with people, you don't have to be as dramatic, because when the flute is more quiet, for that flute to feel connection, the flute has to become a lot more dramatic, which is why the geisha is a bit more like, dramatic on stage presence, because she's so quiet. But when the shogun comes out, right, it's just straightforward. How long, like flutes in general, I've been playing the flutes for a very long time, but I stopped playing it because I played it in a classical way. This is the bansuri. I've been playing it since last year. I've been playing most of these flutes I just bought last year with my tax return savings. If you just practice over and over and over and connect with the instrument, they teach you how to play. You just Google. Honestly, I was frustrated with some of them in the beginning, but I realized I enjoy the frustration. I don't want to play a flute that's easy. I'm trying to play the flute that's difficult to play. Because when you have to respect, because the difficulty of that flute demands respect. When the flute is easier, it doesn't, it's actually, if the flute is easy to play, it may be a lot harder to do sound healing because many people would just play it with no emotion because it's easy to play. So an easy flute requires more technical skill to bring out the emotion and feeling, and a difficult flute does the same thing. So it's like so you can underestimate a 5th grade recorder, Now I have 4 bansuris in this room. That one is an akibono. Which one would you like me to play? The bass bansuri or the mid-tone bansuri? Which one did you get? The bass, okay. I have one in G sharp and one in G. I ordered a bass G. Is it this big? This freaking flute, these flutes are so... Do you have a big hand, Chloe? If you don't have big hands, it's very difficult. Okay, if you have big hands, you qualify because it's... Look how far the fingering is on these. Okay, so the technique, I don't know, do you have a bansuri already, or is this your first one? Namaste. This is your first one. I hope you have fun because it's going to be very difficult. If you started on this, are you into sound healing? Because this flute is so dope. This one I call Shiva. I've been playing classical for... Oh, okay. Oh, you should be fine. Yeah, this, when you hear it, it's just like... I try not to play this flute too much because it makes everyone fall asleep. Really, this one, it just melts everything. There's like maybe 4 flutes that I have that just melt every stressful thing in sight. And this is one of them. I'm serious. Like, one of them was a Japanese shakuhachi. This is another one. The bass B Native American flute is like that too. And the Jesus flute over here. Right. Okay, anyways. I think you're ready to hear. Enjoy. Of course, this flute takes so much air. That's why it sounds so dope. I love this dang flute, man. And the whole time it's a meditative experience, because if you're not present with your breath and you don't have good breath control, you ain't playing this thing. That's why I'm like, okay, if you're a flute player, you're good. I thought you just casually got one of these, and I was like, good luck. Do you have a bass E too? I don't, but I have a G sharp. The other two bansuris I have, one is a D, but it's not bass, and one is C sharp. Krishna and Lakshmi. Yeah, because I realize, do I need another? And I realized that these magical flutes are enough for now, until the universe says you need sexier flutes. And I'm like, right now the Ganesha is the other deep flute, G sharp. It's the most expensive one that I bought on Etsy, and this one's even more difficult to play, Ganesha, because the holes of this flute is made a little bit larger. I wouldn't say too big, because it works very well. Ganesha, I summon you. So this, like, my pinky barely covers the hole. Okay. And so, of course, when you're playing the bansuri, you don't play like this, right? When you play the bansuri sideways, right? So traditionally you play like this, but because the bansuri is so big, you have to tilt your hand and use the different notches like this. But of course, I cheat because I don't care. Instead of this really difficult last hole, I use my pinky. Ganesha. So the reason why this costs 30, 50, 40 bucks more, because the higher registers are so accurate, right? When you hear the higher pitches, they hit with accuracy without trying so hard. But of course the holes are a lot bigger, right? And the weird thing is, I just started learning to do the high register stuff on these flutes like 4 months ago, because it's not the most relaxing tone if you can't execute it properly. But because after a while you learn different technique, the spit the watermelon seed technique, which is the just making stuff up to relax you. What was that? Somebody was asking, can you play your personal favorite? My personal favorite Is all of them okay? I don't know if I have like if I came here and I played alone, I would play Shiva, the one that you heard before. Here's the truth. It depends on my mood. Sometimes I feel more melancholy. Sometimes I feel more bright. Sometimes, the real flute is within your own heart. Right? So this is why it's hard for me to answer, because if I say I like this one, sometimes I'm feeling more energy. Right? And whenever I'm trying to whenever I want to reach more people or whatever, then I play a higher pitch. But if I'm feeling a Japanese tone, like I love Japanese culture, right? So it's hard to say which one's my favorite. But if I had to pick the most useful flute, this is the one. This is the most. This is the stress melter. This is like the ghostbuster of negative energy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever had a stressful day and you hear this, you're like, it's like Cat Williams talking about the Jamaican, or like if you just hit this one time, all your stress gone. But of course, this is not the crowd favorite, because this is spiritual, many spiritual people. This is the tone, the vibe, But the crowd favorite, what do you think is the most popular flute that people like in the whole set? This is a bansuri. So the most popular, the one that people just go, golly, did that just drop from heaven? Like did the medicine women, did the shamans just drop that from heaven? You're so funny. So this is called a triple drone flute. This flute is 3D printed, and this flute is in the key of E. And so when whenever this comes out and people are in the sound bath that we facilitate, they are people vibes like this is a psychedelic. Okay, like it's a hypnotic vibe if you learn how to use the hypnotic vibe of this, if you learn how to play it. So enjoy. The key of E 3D printed by my brother Raza in the United Kingdom by PYN Flutes. Cheers. I almost fell asleep myself. I'm like, man, this is good vibes. So this is the crowd favorite. When people hear this, they're like, what are you doing to my eyelids? I think I'm about to go to sleep tonight. I have a higher pitch version too, in the key of A. All my kiddos like that one. Okay, one more and I'm going to sleep because I've been up since 6 a.m. and it's midnight. But thank you, Sister Bonnie. Nice to see you here. One more time. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the blessings, by the way. Amor with the heart puff. Mia with the heart me and the heart puff. Parker, Michelle C. Michelle C. Jessica, Gemini J. Jessica Hope. Energy Julie. Bonnie Wilson. Jess, thank you for all the blessings. This is PYN flutes. สวัสดีครับคุณจัสมินอังกฤษใช่ครับอังกฤษ6 โมงเช้า6 โมง 18ขอต้อนรับครับ Shiva poked me the most. Yeah, so all these tools are so beautiful. The variety is what people need. คนก็ชอบคลุยหลากหลายเพราะว่ามันทำให้สมองเราส่วน when we have a variety of relaxing flutes, it makes you fall asleep, and at least on your stressful day you're gonna come to the stream, you're gonna hear some damn flutes. Sometimes we help people in here, there's more talking, but nighttime here it's going to be relaxing talk and flute playing because that's what I'm trying to do, you know. So, okay, one more flute. This is another triple drone in the key of A. Okay, this is a smaller, higher pitch. This is good for bringing up people's spirit. When you're sad, maybe your animal transition, you lost your job, she broke your heart, he broke your heart, you're hungry. This is a spirit, like it uplifts you very much. Like an ego, like a group of egos. When one ego is down, the other, or the other birds uplift each other when one's down. He broke my heart and my pet transition. Well, Bella, this one's for you. Yes, that is a Native American flute. Thank you for coming to the stream. This is the end, I know. It's a triple drone flute. And thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for all the blessings. And if you're looking for more flutes, maybe next time. Thank you, Sister Aura, Bottle of Halcyon, Move with Change, Gemini J. Thank you so much. Thank you for relaxing with us in here. Freckles, Bella, Trika, Tarika, Trey, Chloe, thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful night, everybody. The end.